So in typical Lulu fashion, I failed to do my hair until midnight before my trip to Hawaii. Anyway, today I'll show you how I did my 3-part sew-in. This is the braid pattern. I have 2 cornrows on each side of the middle leave out and a sad looking beehive in the back. I left some hair out around the entire perimeter, and my hair is sponsored by HergivenHair. They sent me 3 bundles of their 4B, 4C Kinky Weft extensions, and this is the product description. Always verify your order before styling, cutting, and all of that. Now the hair is 20 inches long and you won't need 3 bundles. Usually I'll wash my hair before I get started, but I do not have the time for that, so let's get straight to the point. Be patient when unraveling the hair. Coily hair loves commitment, but let's take a look at the weft. It's very thin, which is good for sew-ins because you don't want your tracks telling on you. Now, the thread that I'm using is a high-strength weaving thread from Sally's, and I also put some melanin oil on my scalp so that it won't feel tight. To start, I'm going on the left above my ear, and I'll curve around and go back and forth in a semicircle until I get to the top. First, I secure my thread by sewing through a braid and taking the needle between my thread. Then I attach the weft. I always make a point of sewing through the weft at the end before and after turning, and I will sew through periodically on the first row. Now, the problem with my weave thread is it can be a bit too silky, so it will create thread loops and one strand might not go all the way through. Because of that, I consistently check the thread to make sure that there's no loose thread. That could create problems in the future because I might snag my hair when I'm styling because it's loose. Also, make sure your weft isn't doing backflips. Make it smooth and continuous. Make sure the hair is going in the same direction. If you need to secure it, a metal clip is best because it can easily slide under the braids and clamp your hair down, holding them in place until you get to the spot. Always check because it's a self-sew-in. Remember, you're checking to make sure your weft is following the right path, your thread isn't making loops, and your hair is falling in the right direction. And when you get to the end, flip the hair back, sew through the weft to secure it, and make sure your path is secure before sewing across. There's nothing more annoying than finding a massive hole in the back because you didn't sew in a straight or curved line. Now, what I'm gonna do now is let you watch how I progressed to the front because it's kind of tedious, but it's necessary. And I'm going to also include a timeline below so that you can see key moments in the video. I'll have details about everything I'm using down there as well, some reading material, and then we'll continue. Okay, so now we are at the front and I'm moving the hair forward along what I'll call the outside of the first braid, which is your right, my left, and I'm going to secure that, then sew down just like before. And I'm going back and forth, and what I'll do is I'll go forward on one side of this braid, then down on the other side, then do the same on the braid right next to it. That's a total of 4 rows of wefts on this section right here. conveniently, I finished my first bundle at the base of the 4 rows. So I'm using bundle number 2 to sew across, bridging the gap between the 2 pairs of cornrows, going to the other side, going up and down 4 times again. So that takes care of the front part, and all I have left is leave out. After finishing in between the leave out sections, I sewed my hair down to my ear to complete my sewing, and that's all. It's always important to remember where you were sewing, where you started, where you ended, so that when it's time to take it out, you know where to go. But I took a little over an hour to sew my hair in, and I just needed to put my hair up in a simple style before my flight. It doesn't look like much, but this is a natural density, and I only used 1 bundle and a little bit. I'll probably turn some of the leftover hair into clip-ins, but this is perfect. I went to wet my extensions in the bathroom, and I'm using my Lovely Bees whipped curl cream to soften and detangle. Look how long my hair is when wet. This is 20 inches of hair, and the shrinkage is so deceptive. Even the density before wetting the hair was so deceptive. The hair is super thick, and the first time brushing is always a bit difficult because it's fresh out of the container. I'm using my Intuition Flexor Vent brush because the hair doesn't shed much when I use this one. I also use it on my natural hair. My hair loves this brush. Minimal shedding. And you know, we're currently in Cyber Week, so definitely take advantage of the sales. Like I said before, everything will be linked down below. This volume is something else, and I love it. I can't wait to show you more. Anyway, after I felt like my hair was properly detangled, I went in with my pattern blow dryer. After getting my hair half dry, I released the Bantu knots and wet my natural hair. At this point, I just needed to make sure my hair blended well and the density of the sewing wasn't too full compared to my hair. Everything is QC'd and ready to go, so I just put my hair in a ponytail for my flight, tied it up with my favorite Snappy's hair tie. Who can tell it's not my hair? Nobody. If you've been curious about HergivenHair, they have their best sales during the holiday season, and you can use the code WINTER for a discount. Details, again, are gonna be down below, and I will catch up with you soon. Please take care of yourselves, your families this holiday season, and I can't wait to share some more goodies with you.